had the last session, the September one. As you probably know, it's like a double release. Hopefully, you'll see that we achieved a lot of new functionality, exciting new functionality this release. I'm recording this session, so if you missed anything, or if you would like to review it again, it will be available either tomorrow or on Sunday on our Knowledge Base Center, along with all the other release notes and the release webinar recordings from the last year and a half. So let's just start. November. Let's just go one by one, and feel free to ask me question either by texting me or by asking directly. Okay, so the first functionality, creating a course on the fly when accessing from the CMS. We have this request for quite a long time to be able to create the course on the fly in Alma when an instructor arriving from the CMS and the course is not already created in Alma. It could be in different scenarios. I will not discuss the scenarios, but if you have such scenarios within your institution, you will probably can use this new functionality. So let me just demo it quickly. I'm the instructor now. Actually, I'm a super user here, but let's say I'm an instructor, and I have this module, and the course name is On the Fly 001. Okay, so this is Canvas for you, for those of you that are not familiar with it. And in Canvas itself, I'm able to create LTI interface like with any other course management system, and I created this specific LTI tool interface facing this demo environment with this specific course that is not available in Alma. And let's see what's happened when I will click the module. In this case, the course should be not available in Alma, and I'm being offered by Leganto, okay, to create the course on the fly, which means that basically when I finalize this step, a course will be created in Alma, and we will see that in a second. So what I can adjust here, beside the course code, which I cannot, I will need to leave the course code as it is, because the identifier between the course management system and Leganto and Alma is this code. I can change the course name, and I can adjust the course time period. So let's assume it will be 1 month. I can adjust the number of participants, and I can associate any of the academic department if available for me. Okay. Can I ask all of you to unmute yourself, because there's somebody that typed in the background and everybody can hear that. Thank you. Okay, so when I click create, okay, the course was created. Now I can continue with the regular flow arriving from the CMS or the VLE, either by creating a reading list, or let's jump directly into Leganto. I can see that this course which I created on the fly 001 on the name Gal Test does not have any reading list associated with. That's understood because it's a new course with no reading list. If I log in into Leganto, Alma, and let's see if the course was created. And let's see if the course was created and with which parameters it was populated with. By the way, you can still continue using the course loader in parallel, and if an update for the course will arrive from the course loader, it will just update the information available in Alma that the instructor created, but so they can work in parallel. So what we're looking is for, sorry, I was in the course, not the reading list. So the name of the course is, here. It's on the fly. This is the code of the course. And I can see that the course is created with the new name I associated as the instructor. And if I'll walk and see, I'll go to edit, I will be able to see all the information I entered into this course. Any question about this functionality? By the way, this functionality is just the beginning. In December, we are enhancing it, both in this specific functionality, but also regarding also to creating new users on the fly. But I'll discuss that in the December release review. Okay, Chris was asking, would be nice to see tasks, new courses. Oops, let me just open it. It was would be nice to see a task of new courses or similar to see how much is happened. Do you want to actually to be able to have the task for the Alma librarians to be able to filter out all the new created courses? That's what you meant, Chris? Oh, okay. Yeah, it makes sense to provide this information. Definitely, I'm noting it to myself, and we'll see about that in the future. Hold on. Okay, great. Let's continue. Where is my release? Okay, there it is. So the next functionality is a notification. Okay, so let me just log into Leganto, but as an instructor here. Hold on. Okay. Okay, this is my reading list, and I would like now to see only notifications that are related to a specific list. If you remember, and I'm sure that we have the notification tab that will aggregate all notifications from all the reading lists I have, but we didn't have any way to filter or to understand which of the notification belong to which list. So we added this functionality. We have this display recent changes on a list, and only the notification related to this list will be presented. And I can also filter by a notification type. This is one thing that we have. And also in the notification tab itself, I can see all the lists, but I'm able to filter it by reading list. By the way, you see it's not alphabetically, but it's already been fixed in December release. And we can also filter as well according to the specific notification type. Okay, let's see. Okay, everything was deleted. Any question about or thoughts about this functionality? Let me see. Okay, great, thank you. So next, and of course you have all the documentation here. If you have more questions that this documentation don't seems to be providing, you can approach either me or the support for further more information. Great, free text citation tag for students. Okay, let's just log in as a student for a second, and I will be able to show it. Where is this? Okay. Okay, I'm logging in as a student now to Leganto, and if you remember, my collection, we had self-defined tags or free text tags available on the collection. So student was able to add new tags and save it on a citation, and then be able to filter accordingly, and then as a result to see a limited a filtered list, which then he can export it to a bibliographic citation, to a list or to a document that he can actually see the entire list of citation he would like to right now work on. Now we did the same functionality for the students on the reading list itself. So on inside the reading list itself, on the citation, a student will be able to add his own or her own tags that available to create freely, but it's shared. You know, the tags are shared between the collection and the list itself, and the functionality is the same. We can use the filter. We can see the instructor tags as well, but you also be able to filter by your own tags, so you can provide yourself a note and then filter by it on a reading list that is currently being used by you. We didn't supply this functionality yet, and I don't know if we will, but we'll think about it to the instructors. The main reason is that we didn't want to confuse the instructor while creating the list with the library tags and self-defined tags. So we decided not to do that for instructors. If you have other thoughts about that, well, as I said, it's not that we don't have, we have plans, but we would like to first of all make sure that we do it in appropriate way, that we not confuse the instructor while using it with the library defined tags. Okay, so that's where we're standing right now. Okay, let's continue. Okay, this functionality push from Leganto into, push from Primo into Leganto will be available, but the Primo release will be available only at the 19th of November, and this functionality is only available for new UI, Primo new UI users. Now, I cannot demo it right now, but in general, it will, when configured in Primo, a user, an authenticated user only, will be able to add a citation, a search result discovered in Primo directly into his collection in Leganto, or to a reading list that he or she has already been have. So you will be able to see it in the how to configure it in the Primo documentation. On the side of Leganto, there's no configuration at all. You just need to enable it on the Primo side. Okay. And remember, it's only on the 19th of November and only for new UI users. Primo new UI. Okay, let's see if there were any other questions. No, it's not only for instructors. It's for any authenticated users. It could be students and instructors. So students can add it into their collection. Why do you think that? Okay. So students shouldn't see it because you think it's something appropriate only to instructors? No, I understand, but they can add it also to their collection. Exactly. So if you don't have any list, it will allow you to do it only to a collection. That's the idea. Okay. It's funny when I'm speaking and Chris is writing, so it sounds like I'm talking to myself. Okay. Sometimes I do talk to myself. Okay. Next thing, we did some modification. We add Bookshop Blackwell is SEO UK Yeah, sure, Chris. Please join in. Was added to cite it, and this is something whoever requested it can please test it and see if that's okay. Next thing is in the okay, from the CMS, from the course management system, if you arrived on the context of the course, it was a bit unclear what lists were associated with the course and what lists were not associated with the course. Oh, you're right. So I'm just saying if there is Chris, and it's so whenever you are arriving from the course management system, it will be better clear now that which lists were associated to the course and which are other lists that are available for the students. Hopefully, it will be better than what was before. And I see that Chris is saying that this line is not great, but better than what we have before. So I agree with you. This is what we can with now. Yeah, I will. I will repeat the questions that text to me by text. I'm sorry about that. I thought that you saw that the questions also on the screen because it was on the shared screen. So the question about Primo was, will students will be able to also do that? And I said yes, they can do that, but to add to their collection because they don't own any list. So that was the answer for that question. Okay, next, if you on the list itself, when it's associated with the course, you have the date associated to it as well. And right now, until this release, we just wrote down the one year, starting course year. But if a course was between 2 years or between few years, it wasn't the indication was not available. So now, if a course is related to more than 1 year, equivalent year, so it will be 2017 to 2018 with a backslash. But if the gap is more than 1 year, a dash between the years will be available. So we have 1 year, 2 years, one after the other, and 2 years with a gap in between, and this is the way we will indicate to students that this is their course. Okay, I'll continue. Let's see on citation that were articles, and there were public notes available. There was some other information about this citation came from the portfolio that we didn't present, some notes and some other information. So everything is now available exactly as in Alma and in Primo. So you will be able to see that in Leganto as well. Let me see. I see that there are several questions here. Okay. I think, okay. Multiple years. Okay. So, okay. Chris is asking if let me write about the separation of the year. I think that the concern was that academic years were always 2 years spread. That's okay. Not always, but sometimes. In terms of the semester itself, of the course of the semester. So I believe that this thing has to be discussed in a different thread. If you have any questions about that, so I will be happy. I will be, of course, happy to answer. Anything else that is interesting here? Okay. By the way, just I didn't mention that before, but the course on the fly creation, there are of course configuration to be done on the back office of Leganto. Please note that there are two parameters there. There's to enable this functionality, but also to provide a default processing department. You have to configure both parameters for this functionality to work. So it's mentioned here, but it's not always obvious. DCS. Unfortunately, I don't have any actual demo to present it here, but we allow with the DCS API to also search searchable IDs associated to the course, and not only the course code itself. And this is something that you can test if you're using this system. Also, what else was here? And due to that, the UI was a bit changed, so you will be able to choose from which module in the DCS you would like to associate the extract to the citation. So if you're using a DCS integration, please look into that and see if it's a benefit for you. Now, the last thing I wanted to discuss and to mention is the third-party cookie issue. I think that some of you were part of the discussion that we had along this month. Browsers, you can set them up to be to not allow third-party cookie sharing between two applications. And by doing so, when you're using Leganto within a VLE in an embedded mode, meaning it was inside an iframe, what happened is that you got an error message because the configuration prevented us to pass the information of authentication, and then we failed. So we had this issue for a long time, I believe, and now we got to some kind of solution. So I just wanted to show it in brief. First of all, we need to enable it in Alma in the back office to set it through. Now I'm using Chrome, so I would like now to set my browser to block third-party cookies. So this is done in the advanced settings in Chrome, and then content settings as well, and then I have the cookies. And here I have the block third-party cookies. Now, all this issue was, derived from Safari, that this configuration for Safari was a default. So Safari users suffered from that, really all the time, and they had to basically tweak the browser in order to work with that. So what we did is as follows. So my browser now is, I'm not allowed to share my cookies. So if I'll click a list of, sorry, not in this module, sorry about that. Okay, but it's the same. If I click a list that is in an embed mode, as you can see here, and I recognize that the setting is for third-party cookies to be blocked, this message and this button will appear for me, and I will be able to click it and to open Leganto in a different tab, and Leganto will open, and everything will be okay, and I will not see the error message. Now, of course, if my browser is not set the cookie to block third-party cookies, I will see Leganto as in the iframe inside the browser itself. So inside the VLE itself. So I believe, from what I'm hearing from you, from the customers, it seems like the issue is now we have a solution, and it seems like to be working quite well. So if you still have any issues or problem with it, important to update us so we will know about it. Okay. And I'm really would like to thank, by the way, some of the customers. I will not name names, but that assist us and provide us with credentials and got us a really fast feedback along the solutions, the development, so we can have a quick turnaround in terms of issues being discovered in production. So that's about that. I would like to just before I finish the presentation to highlight two December functionality that we will discuss them next month, but just to highlight them. As I said before, the ability to create users on the fly which are not already created in Alma. This is mainly to support external students. In some institutions, you might have external students that are not legit or enrolled student to the system. Therefore, it's not a student in Alma. And if it's not a student in Alma, it will not be, she will not be able to log in and use Leganto. So this is a functionality we are adding to provide that. And the other one, and I'm sure that this one probably you will like the most, we will allow you to have logical delete of reading list, mean that when you delete a reading list, it will not really be deleted. It will be kept on a side, and you can recover them, those deleted lists that mistakenly deleted by you or by the instructor, and then you need to create them from scratch. So this functionality also will be available. In January release, we also, and this will be specifically related to the librarians. The instructor will not be able to recover them in this release, but in January we'll also expose this functionality to the instructors, so they will be able to recover deleted lists if mistakenly been deleted by themselves or by other colleagues, etc. Because this can be shared by several collaborators, right? So problems can happen, and this is the way to prevent it. Okay, so I think I just finalized all the functionality I wanted to discuss. I will be happy to see if there are any other questions and to answer them. So let's see. Anyone? Okay, so I would like to thank you all and see you in next month's release preview.